January 13th, that's when my life changed. I was just doing my own thing. Just woke up in the morning, was going to work, passed through a local joint, bought some breakfast, then went to the office. Then I get a phone call from a friend, and he was like, Nadia, what's your name? And I was like, because everybody knew me as Nadia Nadi. That was my stage name. When I'm emceeing, when I'm doing events, that was my stage name. So I told him Nadia Abdalla, and I asked why, and he said, I think the president just announced your name on TV. And I was like, stop pulling my leg. He's like, yeah, I'm so serious, let me send you the video. So he sends me the video on WhatsApp, and that was the last name the president calls out. So I had a moment. I was like, wait, what is actually going on?
Right.
Because, I was a typical young person, a young Kenyan who doesn't pay much attention to what goes on in government. And then I was from a marginalized community. So I always felt like government keeps us out of decisions, of programs. So I never paid attention. So when you hear something like this, you're like, okay, wait, did I do something wrong? Like, am I being called out because of something? Then I get another phone call and another one. Then some reporters called me, and they were like, oh, congratulations, madam. Can you come to the media house for an interview? I kid you not.
And you're like, congratulations for what?
Yeah, but then, when they said, come to the media house for interview, in my head, I was just like, okay, it's an interview. Let me just go first. Then I'll figure out what is happening. So I actually left the building, took the tuk-tuk. I think you saw the tuk-tuks in Washington. Took the tuk-tuk all the way to the media house.
Wait, this is in Mombasa?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Got to the media house, not knowing what exactly I've been called for, but I was ready for an interview.
Yeah.
And I sat down, and they tell me, so how do you feel being the youngest and being from Mombasa and now being a deputy minister? I was like, wait, what?
Wait.
I was like, wait. So I told them, hold on. I called my late mom. I was like, Mom, I think I just got a national government job. And she's like, Nadia, since you've been a young girl, you always have big dreams. So she was like, you have big dreams, you're always thinking big, can you stop being like this? I'm not feeling it. I said, Mom, I'm serious. She's like, stop kidding with me. And she hung up on me. So she didn't believe that. So I did the interview. Then she calls me back crying. She's like, oh my God, my friends just told me you've been. And I said, I have been telling you that I've been appointed. And that's when my life changed, because January 13th, the president announced. January 17th, we were called to be sworn in. January 20th, I assumed office. And that was it.
Just a week. But there's so many questions in that. Like, first of all, how did the president know you existed?
Yeah.
How did he know about you?
I'm asking myself that same question up until today.
You still don't know?
I still don't know. So what I know is I heavily invested in my visibility online. And I will share with you after this, but on December 12th, 2019, that's our Independence Day, I released a video. And I was addressing the whole country and the government. And I was telling them that it's about time that we include young people in decision-making tables. It's about time we invest in technology. It's about time we invest in innovation. So I was literally, it was just more of, I'm just talking and let me put this video up. Now, that's December 12th. January 13th, I get appointed. So sometimes I feel like it's the universe. There was somebody else looking at me.
Wait,
yes.
What was the time difference from when you got appointed to when?
1 month. Actually,
what?
1 month. Yes. I actually have the video. Like, it's, and I tell people, like, it's insane, because the video, I was specifically speaking about things that I'm doing now. Like, I was talking about young people being included and young people being seen and technology. And the video up until today is on Instagram.
So this is the thing. You're going to have to send me the video. But this conversation just changed from one about like political infrastructure and intent to one of manifestation.
Yes.
This is like now.
It is.
Because I had no clue. I didn't know your backstory. I mean, of course, I've read your.
Yeah.
I've done my research, but I did not know the story behind you being appointed, and that you had no clue. You didn't know the president.
I had no clue. I didn't know the president. I wasn't participating in any political.
You weren't even
gigs.
in politics.
I wasn't in politics. I literally was a typical normal Kenyan.
Wow.
From the coast. Literally. I was focusing on more of small NGOs and small gigs. I mean, I was I was emceeing and I would be paid 2,500 Kenyan shillings. That's like $25.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so happy about that. And I would do events and I would charge $10 for a ticket, and I would get the money from 40 people, and I would be happy with that. Like, so it's very surreal, you know, how you get from one place to go to another. But I think it's also the fact that I've always known that my voice is bigger than myself. So whenever I do something, I always talk to people and say, you have to think of yourself as a bigger entity. You're just not someone small.
Absolutely.
So I'm guessing somebody was listening. Now the crazy part, or the most amazing part, and I have the video up until today, once we were sworn in, we were about 10 of us, me being the youngest. Once we were sworn in, the president again singled me out in front of people and said, Nadia, you've been doing a lot of things on the ground with the community. Now you have the government's backing. Mind you, I'm around people who actually have been in politics, who have been appointed, and there's this girl who just was doing her own thing, and again the president singles me out in front of everyone and says these things. So for me, it was like it was crazy.
Amazing. So let's talk about the role that you've manifested yourself into. And so it's again, you're the Chief Administrative Secretary, which means Deputy Minister of ICT, which is Innovation, Communication, Technology. Okay. And then of the Innovation and Youth Department. You see that's a mouthful, right? I'm just surprised I remembered it all. Okay. So tell me, like, what does that practically mean for you? And what does this allow you to do?